welcome back. Thank you for joining us. I've got Tim with me at the moment. We're waiting for Jonathan to join us. We think he might have fallen asleep. But let's check it out. There's loads of action in Mongolia and on the African front, and a hell of an update to tell you about that happened in the Med involving an aircraft carrier. But from when we started, it's now 28 days later. Who would have thought we'd be where we are now? Just imagine what's going to happen in Mongolia. Even the day after tomorrow, we'll have made some progress. So let's go through the action. Probably best to go through the aircraft carrier. So at the end of the last episode, that's what I was that was attacking me, and I was being attacked by Cairo. That was an aircraft carrier, but also it was God knows what else in a big stack. It was basically the Philippines' best shot. Do you remember what was in that stack, Tim?
Yeah, just looking at the photo of it. So it was an aircraft carrier. He had a naval officer in there. One cruiser, 2 destroyers, and 4 frigates.
Cool. It was a big stack, all right. And I'll just show them Cairo. So it was totally destroyed. So I'm just rebuilding the underground bunkers and just re-establishing an army there. So a tank and a mech there so far, and I'm just building. Got Sam coming around there, anti-air battalion, and then got a rocket launcher coming in from somewhere. I think that's a mech I'm flying in. Got a rocket launcher on its way anyway, somewhere, and just trying to build up more defense. So another rocket launcher and another mobile SAM launcher, and then I'll have 3 army bases above level 4. So I'll start pumping out rocket launchers, and I'm building recruiting offices to increase the mobilization time, to speed that up. So that's the picture where we are from Cairo. Just trying to build it back up again after it was decimated. I had like 4 planes go after me, and all that big stack of ships. So the aircraft carrier also had the aircraft, of course. The aircraft carrier, I had no idea, but it had an enormous hit points. So their hit points are
Level 4 as well.
Oh yeah, it was fully upgraded, so its hit points were actually massive. 150 hit points compared to let's just look at a mid-level destroyer. Let's look at my destroyers. So 42 hit points. So it just adds a huge amount of health to the stack and makes it pretty indestructible. And when it had the officer on it as well, that was just incredible. And it actually made it all the way through the Med, and it was around here. It was going for the last location where its previous stack was destroyed, and he must have been pretty confident he could take us out. Tim, what do you think made him so confident, and how did we end up destroying him?
I think, to be honest, he probably just wasn't paying attention, but he probably thought that we must have spent a lot on destroying that last stack, because we did have to deal with sort of 10 or 12 ships of his yesterday. So he probably just thought it was a case of finishing us off, but I had reinforced my stacks, and you still had most of your ships left. So as soon as I saw that he had locked onto your stack, I just sent all mine in. Took about 6 hits to kill him. I think I did quite a lot of damage because he was overstacked, so he was suffering a bit on his stats.
Cool. And you had your 2 cruisers, 2 destroyers, and a frigate, and then you had your subs with your naval officer. I lost 2 frigates and a destroyer because he attacked me, and I wasn't live in the game, or I was at work during the day and hadn't been able to dip in. So he was just merrily attacking me and destroying me. You were able to go in there and deal some damage, and then you alerted me on WhatsApp, and I was then eventually able to just send everything in. And we all attacked him. I think you pretty much did all the damage, and we took him out.
You finished him off in the end.
I'll take all the credit then.
Yeah.
It was on me. I saw
pretty good result, really.
Oh, fantastic. Taking out his main stack, that must have cost him a lot of gold, because we know he's a gold player. How much damage do you think Cairo did? Because I know I must have gotten about 5 hours, maybe even more of attacks, maybe even 6 or 7. But he did ultimately destroy me.
So your destroyers had done about 60 damage to the ships. You had done a lot of damage to the planes, though, riding them. Because there was only one naval strike fighter left when I saw it earlier.
Oh, nice. Because I sent I sent a full stack of strike fighters against them before I went to bed, and and their planes had been going against me. So it's great to hear that I took out 3 of their planes somehow. Yeah. And I think I caused a tiny amount of damage in the end from my rocket launchers, just because their stack was so massive. With so much health, I only saw a tiny bit of energy off some of the boats. So might struggle again, even if I had a big stack of rocket launchers. But would see. I'm going to really stack it up, and then eventually go down and do the same in Ethiopia, in one of the strategic cities. Let's go over to Mongolia and see what's happening there. Tim, what have you been doing in Mongolia?
Just noticed he's actually got some airborne coming over.
Oh,
can you see that?
Yes. Oh, yeah. He's going for a land grab, which is a bit
that's
random.
Poland, isn't it? So I've moved up to what's that called? Askanabad, from Isfahan. So hopefully tonight Isfahan will stop burning. I'll be able to move that troop on from there. I'm not really taking any damage yet. We haven't really faced any resistance. I think even if we did, Jonathan's got it covered with his anti-air anyway. But so I think we're pretty safe to advance. I think Jonathan already took out quite a few of his planes when we first started this a couple of days ago. So yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty easy land grab, to be honest.
Yeah, he actually sent a big stack of strike fighters against my motorised, didn't he, in the south of the incursion. And Jonathan was able to move his anti-air in, and I did see that he then, later that evening, sent in another strike fight attack, and his anti-air, he had like 3 in the perfect position, so they'd have taken a lot of damage. And if he kept sending them at me, he'd have totally lost them. And I lost 1. So I started off with 6, and I ended up on 5, and I've left 1 behind to claim the city, and I've moved 4 on, but the main battle tanks have caught up with them, so they're moving in a big stack, and I'm just about to get out of the mountains. I've got another 49 minutes in the mountains, and then I will be in favourable territory all the way to Kabul. Kabul, I expect some steep resistance. I'd imagine he's preparing a defence somewhere, and it's going to be pretty terrifying. Have you seen what Jonathan's doing with his special ops?
Whereabouts is he?
He's gone into one of the homeland cities.
Oh.
With 8 units, and he's just dropped in. He dropped in a province or 2 away, actually, quite far. I think he dropped in here, actually, the province to the left, and had to go down and then up and then in. But if he dropped to the province just to the northeast, he could have been a lot closer. But either way, pretty nice and pretty smart.
Yeah. I guess he just went as close as he could, and then they're stealth anyway, so they can just move through. It's a lot of damage they're doing. It's got 80 attack and 53 defense. Bloody hell.
Cool.
So yeah, I guess he's just gonna rip through his cities, destroying whatever he's got back there.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan is, because he's not taken out any of the actual buildings yet. But maybe that's just a distraction to scare him and make him go, oh my god, he's in my homeland cities. What do I do?
Yeah.
So
I reckon he probably hasn't got many troops back there, to be honest. He's probably just pushed everything into sort of Pakistan, India. So it might be pretty easy for Jonathan to clear those out.
And that's where he's got an airbase. So I wonder if he's tactfully put himself where there's an airbase and where he might fly stuff in. Yeah. Because the only other 2 are at the back end of Mongolia. Either way, he's going to struggle to get anywhere near there very quickly, because he's got no air bases nearby at all. No, he hasn't. No, his air bases. The nearest one is Ulaanbaatar, which is way back near China. And then I'm not seeing any air bases, so he's he's going to be slow to respond to that and not really know what to do.
Sure. I guess now they've done that and we know that there's no resistance in that city, we can be more confident moving forward. And then I guess we'll get a sort of checkpoint airbase in somewhere so we can start flying in our own stuff.
Yeah.
A bit closer.
I'm just seeing what the first airbase is that I hit. I think the first airbase I get to is going to be Kabul. I mean, once we get to Kabul, we'll be able to fly in reinforcements and then really start to scatter and spread.
Yeah.
And land grab, and yeah, it's early days. I would say I'm making an incursion along the southern coast, and actually if the Philippines had properly supported him... Oh, something's just appeared on the radar. Literally just now in my southern incursion into Mongolia. There's an unidentified armoured contact. Oh, it's Iran. Okay. Let's go and attack him.
Let's have a look.
It's the last Iranian troops. So we'll go after him.
He'll destroy that easily.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy. Hopefully there's not too many in there, but they've got a habit of having a few in the very last territories that you take over. So we'll see. And then, I've got in... So Mali have sent a random troop to land grab. I've sent some strikes after him, but they'll be a couple of hours. And DR Congo, they sent out a troop to land grab. I killed him with these strikes, just patrolled them over there. So it's DR Congo and Mali that are active against me, and I've sent these corvettes down to Nouakchott on the west coast of Mali, and there's nothing there. There's no one in the city, so I'll just check out the next one, Dakar, just see if there's anyone there. But I don't know if I'm going to be seeing a lot of action in Mali. Who knows? They don't. I think he is a computer player now, and I don't think they always have their troops in cities. They can have them in random provinces, and then when you least expect it, you get attacked by a big stack. So we're going to see where that goes. But I'm going for their first city in the east of Mali, or the Mali territory, called Niamey. I'm going to take that city and then have a think about what I do from there. Just back it up, really. I've got a motorised flying into Bria, where I've got the airport. And then I managed to keep the airport near Cairo. That's where I'm building up the troops. In Tanta, there's the airfield, 95% complete, but it's usable after 40% of it's been built. And then 46% of the underground bunkers built so far. And it's funny, I've got I've nearly completed the research on the missile launchers. I'm 72% of the way through, and once they're fully upgraded, I will have 5.5 against boats, so that's going to be really nice. And I discovered something really quite random. My main battle tanks, once I upgrade them to the full level, which I'm 1, 2, 3 researches away, and I can't even start the research till day 30 anyway, they can be airlifted. On full upgrade, main battle tanks can be airlifted, so that'll be huge because I can fly them around. I'll be able to fly everything around.
Can you air assault with them, or is it just transport?
Just transport. On the main battle tanks.
Strong, fully upgraded.
So I'm 43 minutes away from that tank in Iran. So what's the plan with the Suez Canal? So I'm going to back up Cairo a bit more.
Yeah, I think try and get that choke point locked off for now. And we've got, because we do own all the territory, we do have vision if something goes through there. But ideally we need a bit of vision around there with a radar or something. I'm going to try and push back up to where I was a couple of days ago. Just try and sort of hold the line a bit further up so he's not always coming to us. Yeah. Just give us a little bit more sort of notice of him coming, really.
Are you going to go into the canal or stay in the mid?
I think so, yeah. I think I'll probably sit somewhere close to Cairo. Somewhere around Egypt.
Oh, hey, Jonathan.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. What happened? Did you fall asleep?
Yeah, I was quite tired.
Fair enough.
Woke up and I was like, oh no, I'm missing it.
Well, we've been through a few bits, but a couple of things to point out. I've come across Iran's very last unit, I think, unless they've got any others hiding. They've come out of the woodwork, and it's some sort of armoured contact, and they're about to hit a big stack. So they're going to bite the dust. Did you take out many strikes, do you know, of the Mongols, Mongolia?
Yeah, I did, and I think I took out some airborne infantry.
Nice.
And you can see he's flying in one in his like the northern part of his territory.
Yeah.
But I don't really know where he's headed for that.
I think it's just land grabbing.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Province.
Tell us what you're doing with your special forces.
Oh yeah, I sent them to his home city, Olgi. Just to like catch out when he's making a new troop. I don't think they've actually found anything yet, so I don't know whether I want to wait there or just move on to another city. But they're going to cause some trouble. At the minute, they're just sitting in the city, so he's not going to be able to make anything.
We've had a look at the cities around, and we've realised that there are no airports anywhere near Olgi, and except for in Ulaanbaatar, near the east of Mongolia, and the one on the far eastern flank. That's where he's got his 2 airports. He's going to struggle to get anything to you. It's going to be quite a while. It's going to take him a few hours.
So I figure if he's flying troops to the front line, surely he'll be going past there as well.
Yeah, well, it's a nice idea. It'll be how funny would that be if you had a troop that could take the city? Because you can't take the city even though you're standing on it. You need a standard infantry unit. So that would be an interesting one. Like if you had a flying unit that could just quickly get there or something.
If he doesn't know I'm here, then I could like move on through Myanmar and potentially move into the Philippines land. But like that's a tricky one. Like with the next upgrade, I can embark and disembark through any area. So that means like, any of these lines that joins into the land, I can move there.
Wow.
So I reckon he's probably guarding his main cities around the port entrance with a random boat. Or like if I try and enter that way, I'll probably get unlucky and run across a boat anyway. But if I enter in the right way, for example, like northeast of Cebu City, looking at Philippines homeland cities, then I might be able to just hop across and do some damage in some way. But I've never really done this before, so I'm just going to fish around and see what damage I can do.
Definitely, yeah. Give it a go, and then we can do a bit of secret agent stuff maybe on the odd city and see if he's got any counter-ups. And talking about the secret mission that's going to save the world, my naval troops are nearly at the Kerguelen Islands, and it might be that they're going to be given a briefing to make a top secret incursion into maybe Australia. I don't know yet. We're going to have to see what happens there. So maybe we could do some special ops incursions into the Philippines. That sounds like good fun. And because he might think he's safe.
Yeah. But meanwhile, we need to continue the fighting on the Eastern Front to keep him occupied.
You've made really good headway there in Herat.
Yeah. I'm gathering some more rocket launchers. I think I'll have 4 there in about 10 hours.
Cool.
And then I can just literally push through to Kabul.
Nice. Yeah, you may as well go for it, because I'm going to be quite far behind. So I still need to get through the mountains and Iran, and just to get to Kuzdar, and then up to Kandahar. So I'm ages away from Kabul, but I might be able to then come in and provide some additional reinforcements. Depends how confident you're feeling.
You've got to be careful that he doesn't try and flank us, and that if I do push towards Kabul, he'll hopefully go straight for my stack. So I will be cautious from this point forward.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go as slow as you like. I mean, there's a lot of land grabbing to do in between us.
Yeah, and you've both got decent air support. So,
Yeah.
like, you haven't lost any troops, have you? Yeah, I've hit loads of planes,
You,
just loads of random yellow notifications, but no kills of any stacks so far.
oh, right. Yeah. Well, so you've given me 2 mobile SAM launchers and an anti-air, and that's supporting my big stack. So that's fantastic. That's a really, really difficult stack to take on. And then you've got all your incursions up in the north. So Tim's above you, and he's taken this Ashgabat, and he's got a motorised infantry. Looks like he's doing some land grabbing, and then he's sort of sitting on there for a little while with a big stack of an infantry officer, and then loads of mobilised and an artillery, and then you've given loads of air support, so mobile anti-air and a mobile SAM, and then an anti-air division, mobile SAM, mobile anti-air, and then a couple of infantry troops. So there's a load going on. You're giving amazing support. It's an anti-air over here. Oh, the rocket launcher, yeah. Okay, and then 2 rocket launchers in your big stack. Infantry officer, mobile SAM, mobile anti-air, and a motorised infantry. You might want a bit more beef in your forward unit that's in Herat, if that makes any sense. I guess you're bringing that beef forwards.
Just a bunch more motorised infantry. But like once I have enough rocket launchers there, it should just be untouchable. That's the plan.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll build an airport somewhere. Just to give a bit more of like a forward spring base.
Well, Kabul's got an airport, so you could just wait for that, or we could absolutely have a closer airport, maybe in Burjand or Herat.
I think I can afford to invest. Herat. Yeah, I think we can hold this down.
Yeah, may as well. I've started building my second arms industry on Yazd, which is it was my first frontline incursion into Mongolia. If you see that blue tile on the cog city, the cog tile. So I'm building local industry number 2. So let's go for it. Had the odd little incursion. We told the tale about the aircraft carrier. Incidentally, if you want to see an image of that battle where we took out the Philippines' big stack, which had an aircraft carrier, then check out the thumbnail image for this episode. It'll be on there. I'll use that because I did manage to do a screenshot. So it's looking good so far. Got lots going on. What are you building at the moment?
All sorts. Pumping out rocket launchers, replenishing a load of strike fighters because I lost a fair few. SAM launchers, mobile radars, and some frigates. And in all these cities that I've annexed, I'm just building some random troops to help get them to the front line.
Which ones have you annexed?
Oh, quite a few. So
we haven't heard about this.
Okay, so Baghdad I've annexed, and I've nearly my city.
Oh yeah.
So this is a bit of a risky strat, but once I do that, is all the cities I take to the east, they'll gain like 5-10% morale, and it will just help me move forward a little bit quicker. The
sound went, so you're relocating your headquarters to Baghdad, and it's 99% of the way through, 37 minutes away.
Yeah, just to help the morale on the cities I take to the east. I've annexed Volgograd.
Oh, was that
which is the Russian city in the north? Yeah,
Europe.
It was before. It was on like the front line of Mongolia and Russia. And if you see this river that heads like to like between the Black Sea and whatever this other sea is, then it's kind of sitting in between there. And if he was to push me back, then this would be where I'd fall back to. So you can see it's like a way north of Baghdad.
Yeah, got it. Right in between those two mirrors, the rivers. Okay.
Yes. I might have annexed another city, but I can't quite remember which one now.
Okay, that sounds cool. I don't know if you noticed, Jonathan, but I've sent some troops to Warsaw, some more to be recuperated. So 2 main battle tanks, combat recon, mechanized, and a motorized. So it worked well before. After they recuperated, we sent them on the front line to Mongolia, so maybe they'll do the same. Or maybe they'll reinforce my front line in Africa where I'm a bit thin. That'll probably be the case. What are you building, Tim?
So right now, I've nearly got my replacement naval officer building on Plymouth. I've got a new cruiser being built and a new naval recon. So yeah, just basically replacing what I lost.
Yeah, and that was lost in that was the first incursion, wasn't it, when he came down the Suez Canal the very first time? That fateful moment.
Not a lot else. Just building some arms industries as well and a few component cities. Oslo, Hanover and Cologne.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's about it really.
I'll show you what I'm building. I've gone all out. I'm building recruiting offices where I've got the space. In fact, have I got enough for this? No, 500 I need, and I've got 460. So I'm just building recruiting offices where I can. Max arms industry levels on the home cities have been hit for what I need for components and supplies. So I'm just going recruiting offices and updating army bases so I can just build loads of more. And recruiting offices, what they do is they speed up your mobilization time. So I think that means you can build things quicker, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant. And I'm building arms industry level 2s on... I've done a first round building arms industry level 1s on all of my COG cities that I've occupied. And now I'm going through and building level 2s where I can. So everyone should be building or have built an arms industry level 1 on the occupied cities. And now going through level 2s, fortifying Cairo, and I'm going to get that really dug in and really nice and strong. And then my components are increasing quite nicely. I'm on 467 an hour now. 535 on supplies, and they're the two that I need the most. And I must say, I have found that I am using my supplies. I thought I was getting quite an excess at one point, but I am just about using them all pretty much, but with a little bit of backup. So that's good. But yeah, short on fighters. I've only got 3 left. Lost them against the big stack, but we took them down. Any last thoughts, guys?
No, I'm just gonna wait and see what the Philippines do, I suppose.
Yeah, he's bound to send through another stack, but who knows what's coming next from that gold player, that experienced player. We'll take him down.
Yeah, this has been a very exciting and engaged battle compared to a lot of ones that I've done.
Got lucky. Well, I think that's been a good episode from us then. So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from them.
Yeah.
Over and out.